Good evening. Could I start by thanking you and welcoming you to this Tree of Light service for Cransley Hospice. It's a service that we hold every year in December, in the pre-Christmas season, if you like. And although the service has some Christian relevance and connotations, I think you will find that there is something for you all, whether you are people of faith or whether you have none. I do sincerely hope you will find comfort in it. You will hear some readings, some poetry. The gospel choir will sing for us, and 4 candles will be lit prior to the lights being lit on the tree, and those lights will be there for everyone to see, for you to remember, because this is all about remembering and memories for several weeks. When those 4 candles are lit, they represent four things about loss, coming to terms with loss, struggling with loss, coming out the other side. Grief, courage, love, and hope. We certainly all need hope, don't we? Especially with what has happened in the pandemic over the last year or two. I'd like to start then with a short prayer. Hear us, O loving Father, as we remember this night those whom we have placed in your hands. Enfold them in your love, and enfold us too in your caring arms. many of you will have a deep sense of gratitude and thankfulness for the doctors and nurses and therapists and ward staff and district nursing staff who have cared for the people that you are remembering tonight. So I would like to read you a short poem which remembers these people too. More than anything, she said, and he said too, they cared for him and her, and for us too. Nursing and doctoring, physioing and OT sorting, doing everything they could to help us through. When all we seemed to do was fall apart, fall flat to the ground and drown in tears. They took our hands, held them, gave us theirs and gave us time and everything they'd learnt, and never once they said they understood, knowing it's only us that do. Instead, came close and held us as we fell apart and gave us time to mend our broken hearts, and mend they one day will.
A Christmas Song by Wendy Cope. Why is the baby crying on this his special day, when we have bought him lovely gifts and laid them on the hay? He's crying for the people who greet this day with dread, because somebody dear to them is far away or dead. For all the men and women whose love affairs went wrong, who try their best at merriment when this Christmas comes along. For separated parents whose turn it is to grieve, while children hang their stockings up elsewhere this Christmas Eve. For everyone whose burden, carried through the year, is heavier this Christmas time, the season of good cheer. That's why the baby's crying there in his cradle stall. He's crying for these people. He's crying for them all.
The Journey of Life by Winston Churchill. Let us be contented with what has happened and be thankful for all that we have been spared. Let us accept the natural order of things in which we move. Let us reconcile ourselves to the mysterious rhythm of our destinies, such as they must in this world of space and time. Let us treasure our joys, but not bewail our sorrows. The glory of light cannot exist without its shadows. Life is a whole, and good and ill must be accepted together. The journey has been enjoyable and well worth making, once.
Love Lives Beyond the Tomb by John Clare. Love lives beyond the tomb, the earth which fades like dew. I love the fond, the faithful, and the true. Love lives in sleep, 'tis happiness of healthy dreams. Eve's dews may weep, but love delightful seems. 'Tis seen in flowers, and in the even's pearly dew, on earth's green hours, and in the heaven's eternal blue. 'Tis heard in spring, when light and sunbeams warm and kind on angels' wing bring love and music to the wind. And where is voice so young, so beautiful and sweet as nature's choice, where spring and lovers meet? Love lives beyond the tomb, the earth, the flowers, and dew. I love the fond, the faithful, young, and true.
Wild Geese by Mary Olive. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you about mine. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
I would now like to invite the Mayor of Kettering, Councillor Scott Edwards, to light the tree. Each light on this tree is a memory. Each light on this tree is something very special. Each light is a part of us all. Each light is part of our humanity. Let us now light the tree.
We remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, when we are lost and sick of heart, we remember them. When we have a joy to crave and share, when we have decisions that are difficult to make, when we have achievements that are based on his or hers, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of the summer, at the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of the autumn, we remember them. At the rising of the sun and its setting, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. As we look upon these lights of remembrance, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us. We remember them.
Initially we thought Kyle had appendicitis. He had an operation to remove his appendix. It got sent for biopsy and came back that it was actually cancer of the appendix. So he had another operation to remove part of his bowel, and then it was 12 rounds of chemotherapy, and we got the all clear. So we thought, great, let's start living. Then 3 years later, I was pregnant with Theodore, and we got a call from the doctor to say scan results shown return of the disease. But this time it was incurable. So it was chemotherapy to prolong life. We got 1.5 years. So yeah, we made the most of it, definitely. We just went on loads of family holidays, to log cabins, we went to Tenerife, just done as much with Theodore as we could, really. Initially, Kyle didn't want to go into a hospice. We both had this perception of dread and fear about hospice care. I don't know why. We kind of thought maybe similar to a hospital, and we couldn't have been any more wrong, to be honest with you. The ladies at Cransley Hospice were amazing. From the minute we entered the front door, it didn't feel like you were in a hospice. We all kind of bombarded the place. Yeah, we were all there, and they were so welcoming. Nothing was too much, and that it changed our perception entirely. And Kyle said to the doctors, I just want time with my family, so whatever you can do, please do it. And they turned days into weeks, sorry. Yeah. We had Theodore, and I was actually pregnant with Marlo at this point. I think we were both in denial for so long, to be honest. But the ladies at Cransley, they actually said, Kyle said, am I going to get to meet my little girl? And they said, no. They were honest, and that's what we needed, someone to be honest, because I think a lot of people do beat about the situation. It's kind of like an elephant in the room, isn't it? Kyle wanted his final days to be at home. He was most comfortable here. He hated being in hospitals or in the hospice. Although they were great, he didn't want to be there. He wanted to be at home. And he just said he wanted his loved ones around him. So that's what we did for him. So they came in, but it was a relief that they were here because you just felt that you could breathe. You don't know what to expect. It's terrifying. And it was a comfort having them in the house. It really was. Sorry, just gonna get a tissue. Theodore talks about his daddy all the time. He really does. And he misses him so much. That's what hurts the most, because he would give anything to have him back, and I can't do that for him. But we have pictures of him everywhere, and we talk about him all the time. We watch our family videos all the time, and we just go with what Theodore wants to do as well. If Theodore wants to talk about it, we'll talk about it. I don't hide anything from him. He knows who his daddy was, and even Marlo knows that that's daddy, and she'll say, that's my daddy. Please donate wherever you can, fundraise wherever you can. It's an amazing place, and don't wait until you need it, because you never know what's around the corner. If you can do something now, please do it now.
God of love and light, these lights are an acknowledgement of your love and light in us. In this brief moment, we ask for stillness and to be drawn to your love. Give strength to those for whom we pray. We ask this in the light of your love. Amen.